Hey everybody, I'm DBSTCG Central. Welcome to another deck profile video. Today we are doing SS Cabba Proud Volley. Really good blue leader. Everybody uses Soul Striker mostly, so having a nice refreshing leader that can kind of keep up with everything is really good. I'll show you what he does. I love this guy. He's so cool. All right, so on this side, really powerful effect here. So you can choose one Universe 6 card in your hand and you can discard it. When this card attacks, you can draw 2 cards. So it's got some built-in filtering, and you could put stuff that you need in your drop area that will come into play a little bit later. But this guy is awesome. Universe 6 cards, you're not restricted to them, but they definitely help this deck out, obviously, with the drawing and everything. So he's got an awaken here. When your life is at 4 or less, or you have a blue Unison card in play with specified cost of 2 in play, you may draw 2 cards, and then you can choose cards from your life until you have 6 left, and you can flip this guy over. So strong alternate awaken. You awaken early, which is really good. And then when he does awaken, he becomes SS Cabba, Proud Volley. He's got an auto that's once per turn. If it's your opponent's turn, when you play a blue Universe 6 card, you may switch one of your energy to active mode. So on your opponent's turn, you can untap an energy if you play a Universe 6 card, which I'll show you how we'll do it. He's also got an active battle once per turn. He's got a Spirit Boost 1. You can use up to one blue Universe 6 card from your drop area and a combo. And then you can negate the skill for the turn. So that's really powerful. I'll show you what we do. This is a blue-yellow build. So getting a free combo for Universe 6, a multicolor combo, we abuse that a little bit. So I'll show you what he does. I'll flip him back over. So first of all, our awaken requires a 2-cost Unison. So I'll show you the Unisons I play. I always have a little alternate take on this deck than everybody else. So the first Unison we play is a promo that came out in set 16. So it's SSG Trunks Spirit Empowered. So when this card is placed, it's got an auto. When this card is placed in the drop area from a Unison area, choose up to one of your Unison cards with Empower blue 3 and add a marker to it. I'll show you the next one we use. It's an empowered card, and it came out in set 16. So I like it in the deck. I think it's very powerful. So activate battle. You can burst 1, which is fine because we want to put cards in our drop sometimes, like a multicolor one, and sometimes it's hard to get it in there because it has a 1 combo cost. So you could choose one. After you burst 1, you could choose up to 1 blue card, and it gets one of your blue cards, and it gets plus 5,000 power. Plus 5,000 power for the battle. So this is really good. You could give your leader plus 5 on an attack randomly on your opponent's turn, and also on your turn on an active battle, you can give something plus 5k just to make it a little more, give it something a little more oomph. So when a mark, and then it's got a -1. When a marker is removed from this card by an opponent's attack, this card gets plus 10k power for the turn. So if you lose a marker, he gets plus 10k, and he becomes a 25k Unison. So he's really hard to deal with. They'll have to combo to do damage to him. So it's really strong. So when he's out, I opted to play this SSG Vegeta Silent Strike. It's got empowered blue 3, so it'll get the effect from this guy. It'll get an extra counter when this card is put into the drop area. So if you don't know what empowered does, so empowered blue 3 means you would play this card for its energy cost, and then once you play the 2 blue energy, you could play this. Just like you would do another Unison, this would go in the drop area, but instead of it just getting wasted, the counters, up to 3 of them, will go onto this one. So then you'll also proc this, which puts another counter on him, so he'll get 4 counters when he comes in, plus the 2 you paid for. So when he comes out, he'll have 6 counters on him, which is really good. And it also helps with this when you have to do the Spirit Boost ability on this side for the free combo, because he's loaded up with counters, so it won't be that big of a deal. But also, this card here, when it has empowered blue 3, so it's got a +1. You could draw 2 cards, and then you could choose 2 cards in your hand and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order. So that prevents any clogging. You can filter your deck and find exactly what you need, which is really, really good, especially in this deck because you're looking for certain things sometimes. For every 2 markers you remove using, I'm sorry, and then it's got a minus X, which means you could pay whatever you'd like for it. For counters, you could put as many others there as you want. So for every 2 markers you removed using this skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck in any order. Additionally, if you remove 4 or more markers using this card's skill, this card gets plus 10,000 power and double strike. So it becomes a 25k double strike, but also you're getting rid of cards that might be pesky, and it's more removal, and it's really, really good, I think. I play it in this deck, and it's really helped me a lot for removal wise, and I'll show you other things we do with it, and it's really great. Like I said, these are both 2 drops too, so if you get this guy in your hand, you can play him first as a Unison and still have his abilities. It'll still make him awaken early, so it's really good. So since we almost always are going to need Unisons turn 2, because obviously our leader awakens that way alternately, I run 2 of these. It's kind of like, like a blue topo. It's a counterplay. You can negate the attack, and then you play this card. So it becomes a 15k attacker when it comes out on your opponent's turn. When this card is played, your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy for the turn, unless they choose 2 cards in their hands and they place them at the bottom of the deck in any order. So basically a blue topo. If anything's attacking you that's bigger than their energy, you could play this, and it kind of like floodgates them a little bit. Also, if you have a Unison out, it costs 1 energy. So it's really, really good in that aspect, because you'll always have one of these 2 out most of the time. Also, like I said, we run the Unison, so we've got to run SS Trunks, God Stealing Technique. It's a must in a blue deck. I mean, like I said, I don't know too many blue decks that don't run it, but it's a free counterplay. If you have a Unison with 2 or more out, you could play this card from your hand, and you can return anything they play back to their hand. So it's really, really strong. Obviously, if they have deflect, you might not be able to. Since we are a blue-yellow deck, we play these for 2 reasons. Zamatsu the Eliminator. First of all, it's a great, great, great counterplay. Super, super strong. You'll always be able to play it because we play blue-yellow. And turn 1 will always be playing a multicolor blue-yellow energy. The second reason we play it is because it ignores energy exhaust. So if you need another blue-yellow energy to come in untapped, if you play one your first turn, it's always going to be tapped. This next turn, you can, boom, play it, and it ignores the energy exhaust if you have a blue-yellow card in your energy. So it just helps with the consistency and definitely having untapped energy. But also, it's a great, great counterplay. So if you don't know what it does, you can play this card from your hand, and the battle card that's being played is returned to its owner's hand if it's 4 or less. And then when this card is played, you can draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So it's really, really powerful and versatile. And it's really good in this deck because you want to charge it some of the times, because you want to play some of your Universe 6 cards more so. So if you do charge that, we have another counterplay here that's really good. So this is a Universe 6 card, so it's really helpful too. You could discard it with this ability to draw 2 cards if you have to. It's a counterplay, and you're playing it on your opponent's turn, so when you play it, you'll be able to draw a card. And if you have a multicolor energy, this is reduced by 1, so it becomes a 2-drop. So for 2 energy, you play the card. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and switch it to rest mode, and then you can draw a card if it's your opponent's turn. So that's really good. You're getting the draw out of it, and then anything that might have barrier that might be a problem, you can play this, and it'll put it in rest mode. So it's very, very powerful. And you're always going to have be playing this for 2 energy, because you're always going to have a multicolor energy in your energy because you're playing it turn 1. This card here is really good. It's another Universe 6 deck. Universe 6 card. It fits really good in this deck. It's got energy exhaust. It's a critical. It's got Aegis, and once per turn. If you don't know what Aegis does, you discard a blue-yellow card, and you can untap blue-yellow energy defensively on their combo step, and if you discard one of these cards. So it's really, really good. You don't usually use it for this effect. What we use it for is the permanent. If there is a blue-yellow multicolor card in your energy, you can reduce the combo cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it's a 0-cost multicolor combo we're going to use for arrivaling. And I'll show you what we arrival with it. But also we run 4 because you could discard this card from your hand, and then you could draw 2 cards, but also it puts it in your drop area, so you do have a combo you can use for your leader effect, the combo for free once per turn. It's one of the easier ones to get in there without doing any shenanigans because it costs 0 to combo. So our first arrival we run is 3 of these. I run a 4th in the sideboard, but Vegeta and Cabba Lessons Learned. It's a Universe 6 card, so it has that stamp, so you could discard it to draw 2 from your leader. It's got Energy Exhaust as dual attack, and it's arrival blue or a yellow. You could choose either one. It's only 1 energy to arrival it. So once you combo, you can use your free combo from your leader if you're Spirit Boost, or you can use one of these guys, no problem. When you do, you play it. When this card is played, you can choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less in rest mode and place that at the bottom of their owner's decks. Really, really strong card. So, like, they attack, they combo like crazy. You say no negates, you combo to get out of it. You don't even need to combo over their attack. You could just play this card, and if it's 4 or less, it gets bottom decked. So it's a really crazy surprise for them if they're trying to go for game, or they're swinging with a 4-drop and they're putting a lot into it. You can just make it disappear, put it at the bottom of your deck, and then you're safe. Not a problem, because when it attacks, it'll be in rest mode. Another one we play is for a little bit more defense, but it also it's a really pivotable because it can use it. You could attack twice on your turn, then it'll untap on their turn. So for 1 blue energy here, it's an arrival. It's got energy exhaust and it's a blocker. So active battle once per turn. If your leader is blue or yellow, switch this card to active mode. So you arrival it, you'll play it. You can do it on your turn or your opponent's turn, but it's good to do it on your opponent's turn in this deck because you'll untap an energy. So it'll be basically a free arrival. So you play it. You have a blocker out, you can block with it, and if they attack again, you can untap it, and then you can block again with it. Now, if you do it on your turn to be more aggressive, you could attack, you combo with maybe this thing, or you can use your leader ability, and then you'll arrival it, and when it comes out, you can attack, untap it, attack. When you attack with something else, it'll be another active battle, so you can untap, and you can attack again. And then on your opponent's turn, they can, when they attack you, you can untap. So it's got a lot of beneficial benefits. It's really, really, really good. I love the card so much. It's versatile. So real, real good. Another arrival we run, also a Universe 6 deck. This is our barrier removal for the most part for big boss monsters. We have some more I'll show you in a moment. But SS2 Cabba Lightning Speed. 4 of these, it's energy exhaust, double strike, blocker, arrival, blue, yellow for 2 blue and 1 yellow, so 3 energy. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of their deck. So really strong. You arrival it on their turn, you play it, and then you're bottom decking something. If they're coming at you with a huge boss monster with barrier, you can just say see you later, no problem. And then in this deck, because you untap with this, it'll untap an energy when you play it, so it'll only cost you 2. Active main. So this is after you play this, you can play it on your opponent's turn, or if you're being aggressive, you can play it on your turn. But it's got an active main, limit 1, so once per turn. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and you choose 1 card in your hand and you send it and you discard it, this card gets dual attack for the turn. And if you discarded another one of these cards, this Kefla card, you could draw 2 cards on top of it. So it's really, really strong. So if you have 2 of these in your hand, you just drop it, discard it, and then this thing will have dual attack. But it'll get dual attack if you discard any card, but you'll actually be able to draw 2 more cards from it. It's really, really strong. And then, it's a double strike blocker. So you can attack once, untap, and get a block out of it. All sorts of stuff you can do. It's a super strong card. Getting rid of barrier any size is really, really good. Another card we play is Kale, Rampaging Demon. This is our board wipe for the deck. So you do get to turn 7 sometimes, and when you do, you have the option to play this other ability, but it's got Deflect, Double Strike, so automatically a threat is coming in. When this card is played without using... When this card is played without using skills, you could choose one of these abilities. Choose all your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or more and place them at the bottom of their owner's decks. If your leader card is a blue Kale, place up to 1 card at the top of your deck under this card, under your leader card, which doesn't come into effect because we're playing a Cabba deck here. And then the other ability is if you have 7 or more energy, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them at the bottom of their owner's decks. And then this card gets barrier and dual attack. So if you ever get to 7 energy, you can play this, board wipe them, and then go for game. It's got barrier, and it's very, very safe. So if you get to turn 7, this is a viable option to go in hard for game. Never mind all the other stuff you're going to have out. You'll have like these guys weaning out, these guys, and then you'll have the Kefla, because this is turn 7. This is way, way later on in the game. But when they're attacking and doing stuff, you're interrupting them by arrivaling and killing their stuff. And like this guy kills this Unison, you know, kill stuff, and you're counterplaying them and all the things. So you're definitely enfeebling them while building a board state. It's really, really good. Another card we play, Universe 6. SS Cabba, Proud Zenith. Now, this card is really good. It also gets around barrier, too. So when this card is played, you could choose one. If it's your turn, you could draw 2 cards. If it's your opponent's turn, you could place up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less at the bottom of their deck. Then you can switch up to 1 of your blue energy to active mode. So it costs 5, but active, main, or battle, if there are a total of 3 or more blue and or yellow cards in your battle area and or combo area, play this card from your hand. So which is really easy to do because we're playing like these guys for 1, like over here, the Kabbas and the Gokus, they're coming out. These are getting counterplayed down. All blue, yellow, and plus you get the free combo and a few combos some more. So you'll have cards in your combo area as well. But then he gets played for 3, and when he gets played, he untaps an energy. And then if it's your opponent's turn, you'll untap an energy. So you'll only end up paying 1 energy to play this guy. And because it doesn't say choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it says place up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, it gets around barrier, 4 or less, and it'll put it at the bottom of their opponent's deck. So it's really, really good. And then it's got dual attack, and you got some more defense for the blocking and stuff like that. So this is a really good card. I only run 2. I do throw a little bit more on the sideboard if I have pesky barrier stuff I have to get rid of. But other than that, 2 works out really, really good. All right, so now we'll get into our super combos. I was torn. I'll tell you exactly why I picked these. I picked the ones that go with the set deck that came out. So it's the super combo Sparking 5. You're going to get Sparking 5 a lot easier than you're going to have any other stipulation. You're putting cards in your drop area pretty rapidly. Not rapidly, but enough to where you'll build this up quick enough. And you'll be able to use this because you don't get the 4 life, so you don't really want to use the Vegeta super combos. And I wanted to keep more Universe 6 in there just to keep it consistent. So I didn't go with the Zamatsus. I might do a split, but for now this works really. It's fine, really. But I might switch to 2 Zamatsus, 2 of these guys. But the reason I run these super combos is obviously because the Sparking's really good. You get the draw from it. And they'll be live even though you're at 6 life. Here, I'll put it right here. But the reason I also picked them was I run 3 of these searchers. Kale, Ready to Fuse. So this is a really good card. If you just need to see something that you're not seeing, this is perfect. And it can get your super combos because they're Universe 6. So I'll tell you what it does. When this card is played, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can add up to 1 blue Universe 6 card with energy cost 3 or less, or 1 blue Unison card with specified 2 among them, and add them to your hand from your deck. So this can get you your Unisons if you're not seeing them and you need to get it out and you need to awaken. Also, you can get anything 3 or less. So you're getting like these, you know, your super combos, your Champas, and anything really that you need that's really strong that you're going to need to like play the deck a little bit. It just helps a little bit. And getting your Unison's really important, so I run a couple of those. I might bring it down to 2 because I usually see everything I need with all the drawing, so that might get switched out of here pretty soon. I'm noticing that I'm usually charging it more than playing it. All right, and then we have some of our counter plays. Dimension Magic, best blue to negate, I feel. I think it's really good. It's a sparking negate, so more than often you'll have it ready because this, like I said, this deck puts a lot of cards in your drop, so it's doable. So really good negate. Untaps 2 energy when you negate, and you can use it for free if you have 5 or more cards in your drop area. I run 2 of these because, you know, sometimes you're just at 5 life, and a free negate helps if you want to play a bunch of stuff and go aggressive. So they work out pretty well a lot. When I run out of options, sometimes they're really good, or they're trying to attack my battle cards, I can protect them and stuff. So it's really good. You're stuck at 6 life for a while, so like you're really defensive. So it just helps. It's added. But they're good. I really love them. And then I play, if we do get to 7, we play these guys, these Kales or whatever. But still, Android 17, Turning the Tide, is really strong. If you don't know what it does, it's a really good game ender. Critical deflect. So it's coming in, and when you play this card, you can choose all the cards in your hand and your opponent's hand, and all battle cards in your opponent's drop area. And shuffle them into their owner's decks. Yeah. So then he comes out, and then you can go to town. They're usually out of options because they have no cards in their hand. And usually you'll have stuff out on your board to finish the game with. So it's really good just to get rid of everything and just try to go for game. So that. And then secret rare. It's a blue deck. You got to run Hatch. Baby Hatch. That's what it's all about. But that's it. That's the deck. This leader is really, really cool. I'm lucky to have the foil version. It looks nice. It is a good deck. It can compete with all the decks that are in the meta right now. There's so many different builds too, and different ways to run it too. There's a more aggro version, and there's also much more control-y version too. And there's plenty of support in other cards and other sets too, so you can build it a lot of ways. But this version here, I've seen a lot of luck with it. It's pretty, you know, it can handle a lot of the decks. You know what I mean? It has trouble with aggro a little bit, but not really, because I start getting rid of their stuff really fast. So I do have a little bit of a trouble with aggro matchups in the beginning, but as soon as I level out, which I will, because I'm using these Unisons to just KO all their stuff before they can get all aggressive on me, too aggressive on me, and they'll run out of steam. Other than that, this deck is super strong. I love it, and it's really fun to play, which is one of my favorite things. And it's another Saiyan. You gotta love the Saiyans. And yeah, so that's the deck profile. I'm DBS, TCG Central. I appreciate you guys coming to another deck profile, and I have more coming on the way. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and you guys can find me on Facebook. I got an eBay store for collectors, and I sell a lot of these cards. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave links in the description below. But thanks for joining me on another one, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks.